Hey everyone, welcome to the Guiding You Forward podcast presented by Mountain America Credit Union, where we talk about all things financial related. And today we're talking about how to get out of credit card debt. And thankfully, Jade Beckman is going to tell us all about it. How do I recover from needing to rely on my credit card a little bit more than I typically would?
Yeah, well, there's a few things that I might, where my mind goes, Crystalline. The first thing is if I'm in that situation you're talking about where maybe I've relied on credit cards and I've lost income, right? In that type of a scenario, the advice I always give is reach out and talk to your creditor first. Okay. Proactively do that because they want to get paid too. It's in their interest to usually work with you to work something out, and that could involve, hey, don't worry about making your payment this month, or maybe for the next couple of months, just depending what that creditor is doing. But I always think it's a good idea to be proactive on that. Don't wait for them to call you when you're late. A lot of times then it's already too late and they've already taken actions to shut down your cards and start reporting you to credit, and now your credit score starts to deteriorate.
Okay, so we're going to be proactive and reach out to our creditors. Anything else that we need to do?
Well, if we're talking now, I've got these balances that I need to do something with. I've got to make a plan to get rid of those. Well, going back, there's the bedrock, making sure that we know what our budget is and know what expenses that we have, and any extra money that I've got, where am I going to put that? What's my best strategy to get rid of those credit card balances? Okay. So there's maybe 2 or 3 different strategies that we could take on that. A couple of them have to do with snow. I'm not sure why, but the snowball method and the avalanche method are 2 commonly known methods to get rid of debt. Okay. The snowball method, like if you think about a snowball rolling down a hill, it starts small and gets bigger as it goes. So that says start with the smallest balance. Okay, so take maybe I have 3 credit cards. Put them in order of the balance. How much do I owe? Anything extra that I've got, I'm making the minimum payment on 2 of them. The one that's the smallest, I'm putting everything extra that I have on that smallest balance. Pretty soon that's going to be gone. Now I can take all of that money that I was paying on that, go to my next balance, and so forth. Okay, awesome. I love that. So that method, you're going to see results earliest because you're going to attack the smallest balance first. Okay. The avalanche, if we think of that natural phenomenon, right? It goes from the top and comes down and gets bigger. So that one would be putting those cards in order of interest rate. Okay. Let's put everything extra that I've got on my highest interest rate first. That's going to take a little bit longer before you see a result, but in the long run, that's going to save you more money because you're getting rid of those highest interest rates first. You're wiping out all that interest. Okay, right. I love that. Those are awesome visuals, Jade. I've actually heard a third one that also is like a natural disaster or something called the tsunami method. Yeah, it sounds kind of scary, but that one says don't order it in any monetary, order it in terms of what's going to have the biggest emotional impact. What's the card that, like, oh, it feels like ball and chain? Order it in those terms, and then put all my money towards the one that's giving me the most stress, and rank them in terms of emotional impact. Okay, our emotions play a big impact, right? They do on everything we do. So that's interesting. I love that. Really, it comes down to that bedrock, though, that we talked about. Right. Spending within the money we make. Right. Means. Agree. Okay. Any closing thoughts you have when it comes to credit cards and how to best use them, and really how we can use them to our advantage? Yeah, I think I'm glad that you said that, because that's really what the main theme of this, I think, is being financially responsible and not spending beyond. Because, Crystalline, I've just seen that so many times in my career that people get sucked into the idea of, I'm going to earn all of these reward points, and so I start spending to earn, and before I know it, like, well, hey, I'll buy that new outfit. Do I have it budgeted for? No, but I've got this credit card and I'll earn points on it, so I'll put that on, and before I know it, now I'm not able to pay those balances back, and it starts to balloon on me. So don't spend to earn, spend and earn the money that you've already got.
Yeah, which I think there's a lot of that emotion that gets into that though too. Like, oh, I'm earning points.
Right.
I got to do this right now because it's earning me points.
So much of money management and credit and debts and everything financially related comes back to emotions. It really is a lot of emotion in that, and so we have to realize that and kind of play on those emotions to our benefit too. We can actually do good with some of those points too. That's something that I didn't mention before. We've talked about getting free stuff.
Yeah. But
there are also rewards programs that will allow you to donate those points, and a lot of times to some good causes. And that's something we can feel like, okay, I'm earning on my regular spending, and now I'm doing some good with it too.
I love that.
A lot of times those, you can donate your miles to Make-A-Wish types of things, and so that make us feel really good that some kid's going to get to go to Disneyland because I donated my points. So that's another thing to look at for those types of options, because now I'm doing some good with my spending.
I love that. And again, it comes back to those emotions, right?
Right, it does.
That's awesome. What's the best piece of financial advice you've ever received?
The best piece of financial advice I've ever received is very simply, know how much money is coming in and know how much money is going out. I think just that by itself has so many implications and so many applications in our financial life. If I'm in control of that tiny little aspect, I know how much is coming in and I know how much is going out, and I'm in control of that, I'm going to have a good credit score. My credit score is then going to enable me to borrow when I need to borrow, when I need a credit card, or I need to borrow for an auto loan, or I'm going to buy a home. Just that one little piece of advice has so many implications in our financial life. It sounds very simple, and it is very simple. It's harder. It's one of those things that's simple to say but hard to do. But I think that's the best financial principle that you could possibly have. Know your inflows and know your outflows. And maybe going along with that, the corollary to that is knowing the difference between needs and wants on the outflow.
Love it. Well, you guys heard it from Jade. Know the difference between your needs and wants. Know your inflow and your outflow. And, we hope you'll join us on our next episode of Guiding You Forward.